Thank you, and good morning, everybody. In fact, I'll just stand a little bit to the side because the lectern's a bit tall for me. And I think the first slide you can see, I mean, this was this morning, so Hayley and the team, we're all in the pool, just getting limbered up, ready for today, because I think that's the start of what I'm going to talk to you about, and that's about population health and economic prosperity. And perhaps, never before have we recognised the importance of those two things coming together and colliding. So I think this is a good slide, actually, to show that virtuous circle. And we've got, over to one side, we've got the healthy population bit. So how can we make our population healthy and well for work? And what do they need for that support? And then, when they are healthy, that whole thing around that economic growth and how that increased productivity, increased investment, and increased that health and well-being. And I think just to say, COVID has obviously been significant in our lives. And never before, as I've said, has health been so important to economic prosperity. And I think we have here a slide that's about impact and opportunities. And some of those impacts, we had 21,800 people that were furloughed during COVID pandemic. Claimant increased 125%. Obviously, it's dropped down now to about 3.3%. Universal credit claimants were significantly up. Significant employment in manufacturing and retail was really putting pressure, and health and wellbeing was really putting pressure on other industries as staff were diverted onto other duties. And the activity in our town centres was impacted. We had quite traumatic times if we think back to the beginning of COVID pandemic when we were trying to think about how our town centres would survive. And there were, we saw some retail businesses close, vacancies starting to creep up, and it was a real worrying time for businesses. But what we've actually seen now, as we're coming out of COVID pandemic, that acceleration in terms of the change in industry working and different ways of working and different types of industry growing out of COVID pandemic. So that's the opportunity bit, really. And we've seen, companies seeking to increase their, grow their businesses during this current time. And also sector strengths, probably sectors that actually we didn't think were really, really highly important to us, have now really, really pushed up the agenda. So as we're seeing some of that food manufacturing, care, digital, is really, again, as I said, really, really significant in current times. So as we look at how we drive forward economic growth, and that's what we're here today to do, the council and some of our partners clearly play an important part in doing that. We have to look at accelerating the council's infrastructure projects so that we can provide opportunities for businesses and we can maintain that market confidence. If the council is seen to invest in some of our areas, some of our large sites, some of our, the sites that we own, then it increases that strength in the industry to think, well, there's something to see here. If the council's investing in it, clearly they are confident around how our industry is going to develop. And we are looking at increasing to de-risk some of the sites as well, so that we can look at partnerships, we can look at different ways of delivering sites as we take development forward. And we're looking at that bespoke support to investors to enable them to commit their funds to sites. So fast-tracking them to the market and making sure things are in place so that businesses can feel that they have a real good experience from concept right to delivering on site. And we're looking at developing and delivering a range of new employment sites, business parks, and incubation space for businesses to start. And then we're also promoting our offer to the market, creating new job opportunities, supply chain, and spend in the local economy. So how can we, as one of the largest employers in Shropshire, make sure that we can help businesses to procure better in the market and help to fast-track some of that so that actually it moves things forward quickly. So there's opportunities investing in new homes and delivering stronger communities. So again, we're looking at, housing is obviously a significant and important strength in our economy. And we're looking at how we can drive forward new build and refurbishment housing programmes through employment and training, high quality and affordable homes, intergenerational communities, priority for key workers, and we've seen that through our hospital, support for our hospital, ensuring that they can employ and attract the right type of people for that work. Supporting and specialist homes and acquisition of refurbishment of properties in the heart of our communities, and then exemplar development, how we can be ready for sort of be carbon neutral, how we can look forward really to ensuring that we do things innovatively and differently. And we need to ensure that we're delivering our plans through our local plan and also through the work that we do with our registered housing providers. So transformational plans for the place. And again, this is part of our economic strategy. That is about transforming our place and looking forward really in terms of our economic prosperity. And some of those big ticket items are the Shrewsbury the Town Plan, the Big Town Plan, and Oswestry Master Planning. So they're the start of what we're looking at in terms of developing our towns. And we're looking at further towns in our more rural areas as well. And this is to help jobs and homes and that healthy environment for people to live, work and visit. And we recognise the importance of having a home, having a job, and that makes us healthy. And then there's further investment, and we, as part of the integrated care system work that we're doing, so this is partnership with Telford and Wrekin and our health partners, Public Health, NHS, CCG, how we can work together across those sectors and those authorities to ensure that we bring investment forward. And then there's employment and skills. So how do we get people fit for work and healthy and increase that well-being? And how can we help those people that are in our rural areas that are in perhaps the more deprived areas? Surprisingly, some in the south where actually, you know, they're in areas that are highly regarded and, you know, beautiful places to live, but are very, very difficult to access jobs. And that is about making sure that people are skilled up. And it is not only the people coming out of school, education, that 16 to 24 age, but it's those that have decided to choose a different lifestyle for themselves. And actually they've sort of reflected during COVID pandemic and decided they want to do something different. They want to, you know, work in a different way and work in a different place. And they actually have ideas, and Ed said earlier about, for example, the silverpreneurs. You know, we're seeing a huge uptake in people bringing forward hobbies and ideas that they always wanted to develop their own business and actually are now starting to take that to market. We're working closely with our health partners to evolve the whole health and social care skills offer. Again, it's attracting people to Shropshire to work in our care sector. And we're looking at delivering a new skills and enterprise strategy. So as we work with our digital sector, looking at how we can be better connected. And you know, you will hear today about how we can ensure that people have super fast broadband. I think we have about 1,400 properties in Shropshire that are not connected. How can we really focus with the government to ensure that we can actually get to those hard to reach areas so that they actually are able to connect to the internet like we just all expect to do. And then we've got the addressing youth and employment. As I said, we've got youth hubs. We're looking at how we can support the youth so that we can keep people in Shropshire, so that when they leave school, they don't go away to university and not come back. It's really important that we ensure they understand the opportunities we have here in Shropshire. And then there's placemaking. Of course, we need to have that wonderful place to live and attract people. And we have the new economic strategy that will help to deliver some of that, but also our new local plan and all our plans that we'll put in place to make our place a beautiful place to live and work. Because of course people can choose now where they can work from home, and they are choosing that sort of lifestyle which Shropshire, you know, has in abundance. The local plan has large strategic allocations, delivering 30,800 homes in the lifetime of the plan, which is 2016 to 2038. But it's not just about homes, is it? It's about delivering employment, it's about delivering education and open spaces and all those other things that a local plan does. And that's all at the heart of our industry. All those different types of allocations need support from businesses and investment so that we can actually make sure that the place is a beautiful place to live. And some of that work as well is underpinned by our place plans that we have in Shropshire. So we have 18 place plans, and these are plans that actually look at infrastructure and development and growth within in our towns. And then finally, green infrastructure. Of course, again, that comes back to the health and well-being. We all want to be able to work at home and then go out for a walk at lunchtime, you know, cycle, do all those, have those opportunities to get around our place differently now rather than jumping into our car. And the digital infrastructure, as I've said, we want to ensure that people have easy access to all digital infrastructure. And it's ensuring that actually we can deliver that. So I suppose coming to the ICS role, the Integrated Care Systems role, and this, as I said, is about our partnership. And we all have a part to play in that. And we're in the process of just developing an economic board that feeds into and works with our public health sector. And we've probably never had anything like that before. I think the integrated care system is going to be the new thing in town. We need to be really cognizant of the importance that has to our businesses, because if we have healthy people, we have people that want to come to work for us. And then, as I said earlier, about the procurement of the supply chain, ensuring that we ease the way so that actually we can keep business local, local businesses employing local businesses, employing local people. And training and preparing young people to take up opportunities in all sectors. And then finally, the exemplar development opportunities, so as we develop on climate change. So I think just to sort of sum up really, this is about how we see those links as being really, really important between health and economic prosperity. There's a wide range of strategies and programs that we have in place to help that, and it's about how we look at our strategy going forward today and how we can improve that and embellish that. There's a clear role for ICS partners, the council, and investment and businesses to come together to drive economic prosperity. And through a programme of recovery, reset and reform, we want to take that forward as a group. And that's about ensuring that you engage as well with strategic plans as they come forward, as you have today, by showing, you know, the number of people here interested in our economic strategy. So thank you very much for listening, and look forward to speaking to you further today.